Close your eyes to create a space of awareness, mindful awareness of the body and the mind, with acceptance of whatever is. It is as it is. In the present, I'm sitting with my eyes closed, and I accept, I acknowledge the present moment as it is. Bring awareness of the present moment, and now relax your shoulders. Try to relax your neck and relax your facial muscles. Release your lips, your jaws, and all the tension from the face, release it. And now take a few deep, long breaths. Deep, long breaths. Again, deep, long breaths. Breathing in with awareness and breathing out. Repeat. Breathing in with awareness and breathing out. Breathing in with awareness and breathing out. Not in the past, not in the future. The mind is completely in this moment, with this body, with this mind, as it is. Relax, breathe, and enjoy my chantings of the Shanti mantra in the background. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Take your time to slowly open your eyes. Look around at your room, the space around you. Just get aware of the light and the colors, the space around you. And once more, check if you're comfortable in your sitting posture and you're ready to go. So just a minute or two to share briefly or introduce briefly about myself. I'm Jinal Mehta, born in India and have been living in Thailand since past a decade. Have got opportunity to learn with various teachers and masters, and also having born in a traditional family, having lived a yoga lifestyle and studied yoga, some scriptures, some great books, whatever I was given in my childhood. I took it from there and kept learning, studying, and as of now, still, I continue being a student. And it's an honor that time to time I get to share with some beautiful people like you. So welcome everybody, and thank you for taking the time out from your busy schedule. So today's topic is on relationships, relationship management, how to manage our heart and mind, with whom to fall in love, how to fall in love, and how to deal with our emotions. And not only that, but how to also deal with others' emotions as well. Because this world is a whirlpool of different emotions coming from so many different people. And you never know how that other person will react. And now we all must learn this art in which we manage our own emotions, but also learn how to manage someone else's emotions as well. And you can never avoid certain people will love you. These same people who love you might hurt you. And if you observe, certain people who hurt you might love you later. So the life has several erratic moments, unusual moments that are not in our control, not in our expectations. So let us learn a few techniques which is given in yoga. So the reference that I'm going to take is one of, or I would rather say the most, the ancient book on psychology, the Yoga Sutra of Bhagavan Patanjali. In Sanskrit, it is called as Patanjala Yoga Sutra, or in English, the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. I might use a few Sanskrit words, maybe just 5%. You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to note it down if you don't understand. I will always give you a detailed, precise translation. I will use the Sanskrit words just for my own reference. Okay. So, this book on human psychology, the ancient book, the first book ever that is even now accessible to mankind, is a milestone in human civilization. And we are fortunate to have this knowledge with us. And within this book, there is a line in Sanskrit. We call it as sutra, which talks about emotional and relationship management. For whom it is given? It is given for people who would like to improve or increase their level of awareness, who would like to raise their level of consciousness. So number one, it is given for these people. So in order to raise the awareness, to come to a higher level of consciousness, some effort has to be put. Okay? There has to be some effort, some hard work in it. The second, it is for householders, means it is for people of the world, of the society, people who want to live in the society, people who want to live with other people, not in isolation, alone, somewhere in a cave. So it is for the people of the world who are in constant transactions with so many types of human beings. They could be parents, they could be working people, couples, singles, so many different people. And why it is given? Why is this knowledge given to us? So that we gain self-mastery over our emotions. We gain an expertise over our own mind and emotions because we have to live in this world. And that this world means the people of this world are not sometimes fair. They could be fair sometimes, but at times they are not fair. And they're all different. So how to live with so many different people who have different choices, who have different habits, who have different personalities. Sometimes they love, sometimes they hurt. So let's learn this art. And once you learn this art, life becomes very easy. Dealing with people becomes easy over time. The more you practice, you start to become an expert in it. And in fact, you will start to look for opportunities to have different people so that you have an opportunity to practice with them. So you will stop taking all the people and the things very personally. You will always look at people as blessings, whether they hurt you or they love you. Because at the end, it is an opportunity for you to practice. So, number one, I'm going to give you a few words. You write it down in your book. If you don't have a book, remember. Okay. If you have a book, it's easier. So, number one, write this word friendliness. And while you're writing this word friendliness, reflect on the attitude and the emotion this word brings into you. Friendliness. The second word, compassion. Compassion. And again, bring a feeling, an emotion, and connect to this word compassion. Third, goodwill. If you don't understand what's goodwill, you might write it as wishing good for others, feeling happy for others, feeling joyful for others. Okay. This is the third. And the fourth is a conscious indifference towards something or someone that is hurtful, that is hurting, a conscious indifference. Okay. So 4 things I have asked you to write down. 1, friendliness. The second, compassion. The third, feeling joyful for others, joy in others' joy. And the fourth is conscious indifference towards something or someone that is hurtful. Okay. Now, these are the 4 attitudes given for a human mind to practice. And we call it in yoga psychology as the 4 gems or the parikarma, the 4 gems, the 4 decorations of the mind or parikarma. Now you have to practice all of them in different situations of life. Means you cannot practice friendliness with all the people, nor can you practice compassion with all the people. The same thing applies for the last 2. So you must learn which attitude and which feeling to practice with which kind of people. One thing I would like to make it clear, that all the people in life, they are equal. Nobody is superior or inferior. Everything and everyone has its right place. So over here, we are not making any faulty discrimination. But people can have sorry, there is some noise. Please switch off mute your mic, please. Okay, so people are the same, but sometimes there are differences. There can be changes in their mood, in their circumstances, in the situations. Just let me switch off.
Yes, Gina, there is someone with the mic open.
Friends, please switch off, mute your mic, please.
Is Luciana.
Sorry?
Is Luciana having his mic on? Luciana.
Okay, please switch it off. Okay, fine. So because we are in some different situations of life, our attitude might change, our emotions might change, we might become angry, we might feel peaceful at times. So there could be changes in these, but we are all equal at some point. But in certain outer transactions, there are these differences because of our situations in life. So Sage Patanjali, this great teacher, he says that practice friendliness with people who are vibrating with this frequency of friendliness. It's a high frequency. It's a positive frequency. They are very positive people. They can guide you. They can bring you towards light. They can help you. They can make you laugh. They can make you smile. And with them, you can laugh, you can joke, you can smile, you can learn, you can plan many things in life, and there is progress, there is self-growth, there is development when you live with such kind of people. So Sage Patanjali says that practice friendliness with people who are positive. They are positive not only towards themselves, but they also have a positive attitude towards you as well. So how you can be friendly? In so many different ways. One is listen. When you listen, you are investing in this energy of friendliness. You can give something. Maybe it could be a smile, it could be a gift, it could be anything that you feel can benefit your relationship with this person, can help to improve the relationship with this person. So friendliness should be practiced with people consciously with whom you feel you can progress, you can benefit in life. So make that conscious investment. Invest your energy, your time with these people, because in a long run, these are the people that will support you, uplift you, help you, show you a direction. So that investment in a positive relationship should be your priority in life. You must never neglect this. And this is spirituality. Spirituality is to invest your time in relationships that can give you a grounding, a stability in life. So the first attitude to be practiced is friendliness. But there is a clause over here. You cannot practice friendliness with people who are not at the equal emotional frequency with you. Means if some people are low, sad, if some people are feeling hurt, depressed, emotionally, they are at a low frequency. Number one, that is that. Number two, maybe they are weak physically. Okay? Mentally, physically, they're weak. They might be having some pain. They are suffering from some ailment, from some disease. They could be suffering from also situational reasons. Maybe it's financial reason. Maybe it is an environmental reason. They're suffering because it's very cold. So there could be so many reasons of their suffering. Financial, physical, mental. So these people who are at a lower frequency because they are suffering in this moment, not that they are suffering all the time, but at this moment when you meet them, they are suffering. So what you should do, you should practice compassion with them. You must understand that the person is suffering. Now, when the person is suffering, the person can behave in various ways. I'll give you a few examples to connect. Maybe your brother, your sister gets angry on you. or your husband, your wife gets angry on you, or your children, they get angry on you and they say something rude. They behave in a mean way. They're not kind to you. But you know that they are good people. He's my brother, he's my sister, he's my father, my mother. So you know them. You also know that because they are suffering, they are not well, maybe emotionally, mentally, because of their job, because of their relationship, because of some external situation or internal situation. That's why they are not in a balanced state of mind. They are not level headed. And that is the reason they are rude, not only to you, but they are in a negative state of mind. So they are angry, they are negative, they are judgmental, they're critical, they're not nice, they're not pleasant to be around. So, first of all, within compassion, you must objectively study and analyze the person who is not being kind with you. You must try to be objective. Objectivity comes with maturity, emotional maturity. And when the mind is calm, when the mind is matured, when the mind is balanced, this mind will understand the opposite person's mind. That why is this person behaving in this particular way? Now, when the mind is able to analyze, the mind will come up with several reasons. The mind will explain you that the person has a different cultural background than you, or the person went through a different education than you, the person has a different personality than you, the person who's opposite in front of you is a different human being. The person has different experiences in life. The person has a different understanding of things in life. And the person is not like you. The person is different. That's why that human being is angry or speaking in a different way or behaving in a different way that you might not accept, you might not like. But if you think objectively, this is what they can do because they are at this level of awareness. They are vibrating at a particular frequency which is not same like you. You are expecting them to be loving, you are expecting them to be happy, you're expecting them to be positive, but they are not. They're different because they are a different human being. So compassion is an attitude that only comes with analysis and logic. Compassion has two pillars. One is logic and the other is ethics. If you are ethical and logical, you will have compassion. And when I say you will have compassion, means there will be a courage, a strength to let go, to forgive, to accept, to give space to the other person and to yourself. That you do your thing. Fine. Let me do my thing. Let you do your thing. I give you space. I forgive you. I let go. I acknowledge you're a different type of person and I respect it. So only a mind that is matured would be able to penetrate deeply and understand why do people behave in different ways? And not necessarily that they want to hurt you, not necessarily they want to push you down. So what I'm saying over here, that sometimes when you practice compassion, even with people who hurt you, would sometimes be beneficial to you and to that other person as well. So compassion can be practiced in different ways. One is, I told you, to forgive. The other is to forget, let go, move on in life. You would say that no one is perfect. I'm not perfect, you are not perfect. We always make mistakes. We might hurt each other. It's okay. Let's move on in life. Let me look at the positive traits of this human being and let me move on. Now, there are other people as well who have less than you. Maybe it's material wealth, it's education, it's knowledge. Right now, most of us have warm clothes when it's winter, but there are children and people in this world who don't have enough clothes to even cover themselves in winter. They don't have enough food. So, with those people who are also suffering physically, economically, financially, you must practice compassion by giving, by donating, by sharing. Okay, that is active compassion. That is active empathy. Okay, you're doing something actively. Now, you might ask, how much? How much compassion to practice? This is upon your own capacity. You know your own capacity. So give as much as you can, forgive as much as you can, let go as much as you can. Do it according to your capacity. Your capacity will grow with time. Right now, you're not able to forgive 100%, no problem. Accept it, that this is my capacity. Okay. So compassion also means to understand your own capacity. You're not in any competition with any saint. You're not in a competition with some spiritual philosopher. You should understand logically your capacity, that how much is within my resources, how much is within my mental capacity and physical capacity to tolerate, to bear, to let go, to give. So apply logic. Don't get emotionally imbalanced. Don't get emotionally overwhelmed when it comes to compassion. Be balanced when you give. Be balanced when you forgive. Be balanced when you let go certain things. There should be a balance. So you know the size of your feet, your shoe size. So compassion is something like this. It's relative for everyone. And with this, bit by bit, you will become a more tolerant person. Your willpower will increase. Your capacity to understand that other person will improve. Your capacity to live with different types of people will also improve. With compassion, you will not expect that everyone should be good with me. Now you will stop expecting that everyone should behave in the same way with me. You will become easy with yourself. You will not take things personally onto you. So in this way, when you bring this quality of compassion, you can concentrate and focus in your life You will stop wasting energy in fighting and feeling hurt because of other people. Because a compassionate person is always able to understand that this person spoke with me rudely, this person spoke with me in a mean way, because that person is not in a good state. The person is suffering. There is maturity, there is understanding. And now you're not wasting time over petty things where your energy is wasted in relationships which are always fluctuating. All relationships always fluctuate. And especially with whom you live, it keeps fluctuating. With parents, with children, with husband, with wife, with boyfriend, with girlfriend, it keeps fluctuating. So then you say, it's okay. Let me move ahead with my work. Let me move ahead with my well being. Let me take care of my health, and let me not sit and think again and again and again about that other person. So we often waste a lot of time what that other person did to me, why that other person spoke to me in this way. How will I speak back to the other person when next time I meet him or meet her? Or I will put something on the Facebook, or I will share something emotional on the social media, and then we use a lot of our energy in proving our emotions. But a wise person understands that human beings and relationships always keep changing. So let me not take things personally, and let me practice compassion. So remember this, bit by bit, slowly. As I said, you don't need to compare or you don't need to compete with anyone. Start today a little bit and keep on practicing whenever you get a chance. And bit by bit, you will see you will become a master in it. Then you will see that you're not getting hurt anymore. You're not getting affected anymore. So conserve your emotional energy over things that are useful, and do not waste it in things that you cannot control, in people you cannot control, and their emotions also you cannot control. But when that person is upset and angry, who is in front of you, how you respond can maybe bring a change in the opposite person. I'll give you one very interesting story from my past. Maybe I have shared with a few students of mine who are over here already. I used to travel by tuk-tuk in India whenever I would go to some cities and my own city. I would travel by this auto rickshaw. It's called a tuk-tuk. It's a three-tire vehicle in Asia, in India. And you know, these drivers, sometimes they are very moody and they can charge you more fare. They might be rude to you out of no reason. Okay. So it also happened with me sometimes. And I used to analyze that why are they upset? Are they upset only on me, or they're upset on other people as well? Okay, especially in South India and some parts of India, I had experienced this. So when I analyzed, I understood a few things, that they are working in heat, in sun for a long time, and they don't have access to sanitation, clean water, and they get very little money. Even they work so hard. So sometimes they start to ask for big fares from people, okay, because they have to survive in the city, buy their food, send money to their family in the village. So their life is very tough. And sometimes they have to sleep inside this tuk-tuk with mosquitoes. And it's not a very pleasant life. So when I analyzed, I understood why they're behaving in a particular way with me and with everyone. And instead of anger, I felt compassionate. So many a times I would carry free water bottles with me and I would give them. And they would be very happy once I remember that driver did not even want to charge me. First, he told me that he would charge so much. But then when I gave him free water, he said that nobody asks us that, are you thirsty? Are you hungry? You're the first person who gave me some water. And he didn't want to charge me. So many a times, people in the service industry, in the working industry, parents, educators, so many people, they have ups and downs. And they behave in a certain way, which you might think it's rude, but they're going through a difficult time. But you might say that, am I the only one who should practice compassion? What about them? They should also be nice to me. They should also be kind to me, isn't it? But it is not about them. It is about me. It is about my practice. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to become a better person. I want to get matured. I want to learn how to handle my emotions. So it's about my practice. It's not about their practice. In fact, they are giving me an opportunity to practice. So never ever compare. Never ever get into this comparison that why he or she is not being nice to me. They are not being nice to you because that is their personality, that is their character, that is their background, that maybe that is all their influences and past experiences, but you are different. You have a conscious choice over how you want to react, how you want to respond for yourself, for your betterment. And when you are being compassionate to the other person, you are first making a favor to yourself and not to the other person. The first person who benefits is you, not the other person. So now, as I said, compassion has logic in it and it has ethics. Okay? These are the two things you must remember. Analyze, think, reflect in a relationship, and also have your ethics in it. Do not get overwhelmed. Do not abuse yourself. Always respect yourself, even when you are compassionate with others. When I talk about the fourth virtue, the fourth quality, I will then give you a few answers. Maybe right now you have some questions that what if somebody harms and hurts me continuously, abuses me verbally, physically, emotionally? Should I practice compassionate? Should I practice compassion with such a person? We'll look at it just in a few minutes from now. So the next one is joy in others' joy. With whom should you practice this attitude? Joy in others' joy means goodwill. You must practice goodwill with others. Who are these others with whom you should practice goodwill? These people are better than you. That's why you must practice goodwill. Does it mean that people are better than me or than you? Means am I inferior? Do I become low in status? Does that make me weak? When other person is better, does that make me weak? When I acknowledge someone's strength, when I acknowledge someone's power, someone's beauty, someone's achievements and success, does that make me small? Does that make me inferior? If it makes you feel inferior when you acknowledge someone's strength and achievements, then it is purely coming out of insecurity and lack of self-respect. When you respect yourself, you would be able to respect someone else's achievements. You would be able to respect someone else's success because you know yourself. I know myself. And because I know myself, when I give respect, love, when I acknowledge and uplift the person who is in front of me, that does not make me weak because I know myself. So whenever you see someone more, better, wealthier, successful than you, in the transactional world, let's be practical. In the transactional world, there will always be this difference that someone has more knowledge in a particular subject, someone has maybe one more car, someone has more children, someone has something more. And what does the human mind do? The human mind gets jealous. It's very subtle. It's very unconscious sometimes. You're not conscious about it. It is very subtle. So always be at guard. Do I become jealous easily when I look at people's photo enjoying their holidays, their Christmas? Maybe they're out on the beach and they have put some photos on their IG or Facebook. Do I get jealous? Does that disturb me? Does people's happiness disturb me? Because they're living a different life. They have a different source of enjoyment. They have a different understanding towards life. And they're enjoying their life at their own terms. But it makes me disturbed. I don't like it. And I make a comment, I make a judgment, I'm critical. Friends, please switch off, please. I hope I could, continue because when there is a lot of disturbance, I'm not able to concentrate. I'm so sorry. Can you please switch off, friends? Who is it?
Sí, it's Reyes. Reyes, mute you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry. So, do I get insecure when other person is enjoying? Let the other person enjoy life the way he or she likes. Who am I to interfere? Who am I to judge? Who am I to criticize? Who am I to interfere? Let me look at myself. This has to be understood well, because many a times we look outside and we always look outside with criticism, with judgment, with jealousy towards people who are happier. Okay? So analyze this, try to work on it, that next time I will not get judgmental. I will not get critical. I will not analyze someone else's lifestyle. I will not get involved in someone else's lifestyle and how they enjoy life and how they are happy, and I will not judge them. Because jealousy makes you weak. Jealousy makes you insecure. Jealousy lowers your self-confidence and self-worth. Your self-worth then comes only by judging others. Your self-worth comes when you push the others down when they are high. When they are up, you want to push them down. But a confident person will practice joy in others' joy. Let that person be happy. And you look at that person from far without getting involved. That person is happy with whatever he or she is doing, and the person is celebrating life. Let me also feel happy about it. But what I said, from far, don't get too attached emotionally. Don't scrutinize. You don't need to know what they're doing and where they're going, and is their lifestyle right or wrong. Just be from far, because this will give you space for self-growth. Otherwise, you would get involved in other person's life that you can't control. So usually we get jealous with people who have more. Okay? So work on this bit by bit, little by little, and see that whenever you meet someone who is more successful, you feel blessed, you feel fortunate, and you celebrate along with them. Okay? This will give you a lot of confidence. Nothing then can make you insecure. Coming to the last part, which is indifference. And what kind of indifference? I said conscious indifference. Indifference means not to give attention. Not to give attention, to ignore. To ignore which people? To ignore people who harm you, who hurt you. Means you have already practiced compassion with them. You practice once, you practice twice, you practiced it thrice as well. But they keep on hurting you. They keep on abusing you. They're mean to you. You feel sad, you feel rejected. You're a human being, isn't it? And you have human emotions. And you keep on feeling this rejection. You feel this abuse coming from that person again and again and again and again. And now, yoga says something very practical. Yoga says, go away from these people who are not kind to you, who are not nice to you. Go away. This is indifference. There are two ways you can go away from this person. One is physically. Move away. Conscious indifference, you take a conscious decision that I am going away from this person to protect my integrity, my value, my worth. And you do it for your self-protection. Not that because you're scared. You're doing it in order to protect yourself. And you have all the right to be away from anybody who hurts you. Compassion is to be practiced, but you know your limits. Okay? And I told you compassion is based in logic and ethics. You know what are your ethics, what is your internal value system. And you have logic applied in compassion. When there is no logic in compassion, it is attachment and it is self-abuse. So move away from people who are hurting you, harming you, preventing you from growing. This has to be understood properly. And for that, You must slowly develop yourself. You must develop the strength and the courage and the plan and the organization in order to stay away from this person. One is physically. If you cannot be away physically, then at least do it emotionally. Okay? Mentally be away from that person. Do not allow that person to affect you emotionally and mentally. And for this, you have to find a way. How can I strengthen my mind? How can I strengthen my psychology and not get attached to this person emotionally? For this, one has to be strong. One has to be aware. One should know oneself. Otherwise, this will continue. Self-abuse will continue. And you will keep living, spending your time, your energy with people who keep repeatedly harming and hurting you. So do not run after people who have abandoned, who have hurt you, who have caused harm. Okay, stay away. The example I give sometimes to students, if you're walking in a garden and then you find a snake coming towards you, what would you do? You would run away. You would go away, isn't it? You wouldn't stay over there and try to explain the snake that don't bite me. You will not practice compassion with that snake. What you will do, you will run away from the snake. So whenever you know that when you go through a certain path and that person is going to be there, be wise. Change your directions. There are other ways to go because you cannot do anything about that snake who's over there. You have to change your directions in order to save yourself, to protect yourself. This is intelligence. You don't even need to prove yourself in front of the snake. You don't need to prove yourself to that other person. Be logical, be intelligent, be wise. Don't fight, don't waste your energy. Save yourself and be logical. You will be able to live a better life. You will be more happy. Okay. So you see, even in spiritual texts like yoga scriptures, the ancient scriptures, Sage Patanjali says that you can tolerate to a certain extent. But if the things that you're tolerating is beyond your value system, is beyond logic and ethics, then go away from these people, emotionally and physically. Try to organize your life in such a way that you can protect yourself. Then, what if you really have to fight that person? If there is injustice done and you feel it is worth fighting, in some situations it's not even worth fighting, it's a waste of time because things are petty. You will feel that there is nothing to achieve when you fight certain people and certain petty things. It's better to move away. But maybe there are certain social causes and social issues where you need to fight. So go and fight. But again, with the conscious indifference towards the pain and towards the hurt. You're fighting not because you're hurt. You're fighting because that is correct. That is the right thing to do. There is a difference. When I fight because I am a victim, I'm hurt, I'm weak, and that's why I am now fighting. But when I say that, no, you are wrong, what you did is wrong, and that's why I'm fighting. It's two different things. So when you practice conscious indifference, upeksha, we call in Sanskrit, you're not building animosity, you're not building any rage, you're not making yourself a victim, or you're not making yourself weak, but you are balanced. You're aware of what has happened, and you know that other person is weak. That other person is the victim, not you. That other person is at a lower position because that other person is not right, and you are ethically right. And that's why you fight. You fight for your values. You fight for your ethics. And you fight for certain causes that can make a big difference in this world. So you fight, and that's what is called activism. Planned, organized activism. It's intelligent. And over there, you have to be indifferent. You have to have an emotional indifference towards that hurt or harm. Otherwise, as a social leader, as a social worker, you will get drained. You will feel weak. You will feel you're giving so much because you're not consciously indifferent to that harm, to that hurt. But when you're consciously indifferent, you can now plan, organize, you can take steps, you can make actions. And this is what we mean by conscious indifference. Sometimes it's also known as benevolent indifference. Benevolent means with love, with awareness, with mindfulness. Not that you hate that person, not that you're wishing bad for that person, but because you love yourself and you protect yourself, that's why you're moving away from that person. So these are the 4 ways that sometimes you have to apply with that same human being that you're living with. One day you have to practice friendliness. One day you have to practice compassion. One day you have to be away from that person, isn't it? And one day that person is so good that you have to stop becoming jealous. It could be one person with whom you can practice all the 4. And then there will be strangers. When you're traveling, there will be so many people you will meet. And in your professional life as well, when you're a boss, when you're a colleague, when you are an employee, you can apply this everywhere, anywhere. And this becomes your spiritual practice. When someone comes to you angry, what do you do? How do you handle it? You also tend to become angry and get disturbed? Or now you handle it with grace? You handle it with total control, and you know which steps to take. And for that, it takes time. There is reflection, there is effort, there is time. Then bit by bit, there is improvement. So whenever you meet a person always reflect on what kind of transactions took place emotionally. How did I behave? How did I react? Is there another way to behave and react with the same person? So try to look at relationships not only with one angle, not only with one mind. Look at relationships with 10 different perspectives. Look at that one relationship with 10 different perspectives. Sometimes the same people that you love might have addictions, might have some weaknesses, have some problems. Now you must know that over here you have to practice some compassion, you have to tolerate. But then if that person intentionally hurts you, then you should go away from that person. So this sutra is a blueprint to help you, and then you could reflect on the details, your personal details, your past, and then how you want to react in future. You can plan it in a way that you make your life meaningful and happy. Friends, this is Sutra 1.33 from the Yoga Sutra. Some of you have studied with me, but it's so nice to listen once more. And in fact, when I am sharing, I'm listening as well. So it's helping me as well, isn't it? So it's teaching and learning taking place at the same time. Sutra 1.33 on emotional and relationship management. Okay, any questions? Now I will keep some time aside for questions and answers. So feel free to share, ask any feedback, any questions. You can switch on your mic or type, whatever you feel is good. Okay, friends, if there are no questions, then I will share a little bit, which is requested by some of our team members, that I should share some details about our upcoming course with you. So friends, after teaching for several years, I have developed an online course. Because of COVID-19, we don't have people coming to Thailand. Is very strict right now. There is quarantine, unlike in other countries. So instead of attending to the ashram where I live and teach, I have committed myself and dedicated myself towards online teaching. And I have reframed, restructured the syllabus in order to help people, taking in consideration COVID-19 and so many other new problems and issues of this world. In order to guide and help people, a course is designed, which usually people call it as a 200-hour international yoga teacher training course. Some of you have studied with me, some of you haven't. Those who studied with me, you came to my place, our place, in fact, and we lived together and we studied. So I have formed this online course in such a way that you don't miss on any points. In fact, it is updated. It has got even better. In fact, I would say those who have studied with me should repeat it once more, the philosophy part, the psychology part, because there have been new insights, new updates, new syllabus, even better. And you will learn in detail human psychology, yoga philosophy, how to understand happiness and suffering, how to come out of suffering in a practical way, and so many tools that will help you become healthy mentally and physically, nutrition, diet, philosophy, psychology. Everything is so well structured after years and years of reflection and teaching. And I invite all my friends over here that join us for this online 200-hour yoga teacher training course, which is starting from the 10th of January, internationally accepted with a very credible certificate. But the main focus is not the certification. The main focus is to spread this knowledge and to make a change, individual change and a collective change as well, an overall change in the world. The details are there with our friends who are our collaborator team. If you have come through Anna or Vanessa or Melanie, or there is also Natalie, right? So there are some of our collaborators who are over here. You can contact them directly, or you can write to Wise Living Yoga. The website is wiselivingyoga.com. And I will request some of our collaborators to share their emails as well, or their Instagram, their Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Wise Living Yoga Academy, Facebook page and Instagram. You can contact us over there. You're most welcome. The course is designed for working people, busy people who don't have enough time. That's why you should study yoga, because you don't have enough time for yourself. That's why you should give some time to yourself every day. Okay? So it's a 1.5 hour of investment during the weekdays so that you start learning about life, about philosophy, about psychology, and you make yourself equipped and strong to face this world and to face yourself as well. Yes, any questions from our dear team members? If I have missed anything, please let me know. Anna, Natalie, Melanie.
Yes, there is some doubts here in Portuguese, Gina.
Yes.
First question from Solange.
Okay.
She would like to know about which book he can read about this orientation that you just give us.
It is the Yoga Sutra
O livro é
of Patanjali. Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. But there are thousands of books on Yoga Sutra of Patanjali from so many different commentators and translators. And it's difficult to really read this from a book, isn't it? Because in the book, the explanation could be difficult to understand. Although from our school, by my teacher, Hansaji, it's a simple book. Okay, Yoga Sutra of Patanjali by Hansaji. It's a simpler book to understand. Any other questions?
Yes, there is more questions here.
Okay.
Okay. How to practice indifference if that will cause hurt myself, it will hurt myself and to the other at the same time. How to practice indifference if
How to
the
practice indifference
if the indifference will hurt myself and the other.
if the indifference will hurt.
Yes.
If staying away from the person will hurt.
Yes, I think it's this question. Yes.
No, staying away, for example, I'll give you the same example I have given to some people already. You know, I met this lady and she was going through domestic violence. And when I told her that you should stay away from this man who is hurting you, physically and verbally, emotionally abusing you, and she said that no, if I go away from this man, then he will feel hurt, who will take care of him, who will give him food, and even I can't live without him. I'm not going to tolerate staying away from him. So I need to live with him. Even though he hurts me, I love him. And if I go away from him, he will get hurt and I will also get hurt. This is pure ignorance. This has no logic in it. This is attachment and it is like a disease, it is like an addiction. The person that you're saying will get hurt because you go away. First of all, understand that person is hurting you. That's why you're going away. So do not fool yourself, nor make yourself even more weak now. Take some courage, put some effort. Maybe it will take you some days or some months, but do not hurt yourself again and again. It's just like a person who's smoking cigarettes is very addicted to smoking. So the person says that I can't give up smoking because if I give up smoking, I will get hurt and also the cigarettes will get hurt. So the person who's hurting you, you should not allow that person to hurt you. Okay? Yes.
Just questions about the course. Okay.
Yes.
If the classes will be recorded or if it's live classes.
In our course, we only have live classes. Live classes, which will be recorded in case if you miss, we will send you the recordings on request whenever you miss. Okay, and these recordings should never be downloaded or used in any other projects or for any other use. So yes, we have live sessions which will be recorded but given to you only under special request.
Thank you, Gina. The last question here in Portuguese. If this course makes you as a teacher, and which kind of yoga can you teach? Which, as you understand? Okay.
Yes, yes. With this you can start sharing yoga with so many different types of people. And this is a classical yoga. It's not the recent modern yoga, but we go into the ancient scriptures, the original scriptures of yoga. Since I know Sanskrit, I have studied Sanskrit, and I will be translating everything in English to you to present to you the original yoga without any changes. So certain books which are very ancient will be taught to you line by line. Every word will be properly understood. You will go into an analysis of different philosophical systems of India. So you could say that it is a classical, ancient, traditional yoga, because nowadays there's so many types of yoga. God knows, so many names with so many different names. But yoga is yoga. Okay, there is no name to yoga. It is classical, traditional yoga from the main books and the scriptures of yoga. Okay, so if you want to know these traditional names, they are Patanjali Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. These are the main yoga, and we will be studying. Along with that, there is scientific learning of the techniques like asanas, pranayamas, then various cleansing, purificatory techniques. So we will also see the scientific aspects of the technical or the physiological part of yoga, which most of the people call it as hatha yoga. Okay, so we will be taking the holistic and the total view of yoga in the teacher training course. Yes, any other questions? Thank you very much. Thank you, friends. Thank you for your time, for your presence. And over here, some people are wishing. Thank you, Robin, Bazia, Reyes, Flor, Lynn, Clara, Carmen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I hope that you benefited from this session. Okay, and may we all live a life of awareness, of logic, of inquiry. We keep growing and we keep loving, but as well as protecting ourselves at the same time. Okay. So wish you a beautiful day or night wherever you are, and see you soon, maybe for other lectures, for other course somewhere in future. Please be in touch. Namaste, lots of love, and wish you a beautiful, happy new year. My Instagram is Wise Living Yoga. Okay, someone is asking me Instagram. Wise Living Yoga Institute, Thailand. Okay, it's quite a long name. And Wise Living Yoga Academy in Facebook. And see you soon for the next class. Obrigada, ciao. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, Gina. Namaste.
Namaste, Alba.
Thank you so much,
Gina.
Gina. Happy New
Thank
Year,
you.
everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Namaskaram, Tejeshwar. Thank you for coming, Carmen, Anna, Paula, Dani,
Thank you, Gina.
Luciana,
Thank you.
Carla. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mila. Bye-bye.